back to the casual gaming conversation. We're back with more hot takes. We're back with more drafts. We're back with one big topic for the week.
That's how we do it.
Nick has no idea what it is.
Yeah, we were like about to start, and then Connor, I was like, "Oh, what's the topic for the week?" And he just goes, "Oh, you'll find out." And so,
isn't that exciting though? Do you feel it in your stomach?
With my video game knowledge, I feel like prep is my best friend normally, and now there's no prep.
Don't be dumb.
I'm a spreadsheet guy, Connor. I'm a planner. I know what we're doing for the next year of content.
Yeah.
It is not even October.
It's not that hard to be knowledgeable about video games. There's only like a few of them.
Yeah, there's like 6.
Yeah.
So, maybe 7.
Yeah.
I can. Oh wait, there's at least 12. Okay.
There's definitely Nick knows 12 video games, and the ones on the wall. He barely knows those. Nick's big fan of Ni no Kuni 2 and Dragon Quest 11.
I'm mainly a big fan of Diddy Kong Racing.
Fantastic game, better than Mario Kart 64.
I'm fine with that take.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
It's objective in my opinion.
More fun, definitely more fun.
Yeah.
What do you want from a racer than fun?
Right, and not as ugly.
True.
Dude, Mario 64 is ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Kind of looks like you. All right.
You want to just kick off with the hot takes?
I started last time. So my hot take only took 9 minutes. So let's shorten the hot takes a little bit. But
did you already have to clip yours down yet?
No. That's going to post on Saturday. These hot takes also post on TikTok. If you like this, also check us out on TikTok at @co_op64, or if you just type co-op64 in, it'll also be there. But yeah, I have not clipped mine yet. I started clipping yours. Yours is like 5 minutes, like a normal hot take should be.
Yeah.
But you got me ranting about Black Ops 3, and I think that. Do you remember the TikTok trend being like, oh, if you like for $1 million, you just need to rant about one thing for 30 minutes? I think Black Ops 3 would be my answer.
That's wild.
That 21 Pilots or Survivor.
Oh my
I could rant about Survivor, just go season by season and explain the full story of Survivor.
What would mine be? What do you think?
I think
this is easy.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. I think I could do that for. There's so much content to go through too.
13 games.
Yeah.
I
think something like that.
I just threw out a number.
I think I said 8. I think I said 8 last time.
Yeah,
but I never count them in my head. I just kind of.
How many Baja Men are there, Connor? All right, what's your hot take?
19 Baja Men. I'm gonna, since we were trying to keep this short, my hot take for this week, and to keep it short, let me restart that just for the bit. My hot take for this week is that games should be more expensive, and I'm okay with paying more for them.
No.
And I don't understand the value proposition that people talk about when it comes to $70 being too much. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
So if I may, real quick, there's these new games out right now called free to play, like your Fortnite, like your Apex.
Ruining the game industry. Yes.
I mean, those cosmetics though. What if I want to suit up as Iron Man?
I mean, they're all good and fun, and I do enjoy me a free to play game, but not at the cost of my AAA single player based game. And let me take that back to AAA. The second part to this is I want games to be uglier, and I want them to be shorter, and I want more of them. And I think that we get that by exploring the pay scale a little bit more, because the budgets are out of control at this point. Games cost way too much money to make because everything needs to be this 100-hour epic. Even the games that I love from the last generation, my Last of Us Part 2, my God of War Ragnarok, too long. Shorten this shit up, please. Like, why is it so long? Why can't we get our 12-hour Uncharted 2 anymore? And the fact that the reason that we're moving towards this is because games need to be bigger, because the open world boom happened and games got massive, and if you're not kind of in that 40-hour range at the very least, you're not looked at as worth it for $70, especially now. But with inflation and everything, like, and the cost of games going up and up, like, if we're being reasonable with like how much games cost and how much value some of them are giving you for time, these should be $100, like, for some of them. But some games should be $40, and some games should be $20, and we should be able to explore the scale a little bit here. I think GTA 6, reasonably, that dumb rumor came out that it was going to be $150. That's not true, but I didn't scoff that much at it. Like, if it was $120, double or 140, I guess, for now. For the $70, double the like regular price. I'd be like, for a game that you're probably gonna put in like 300 hours, like between the online and the single player, like at least.
I mean, the single player alone and just that sandbox world you get to hop in. It's the how much would you pay? At least $100 for
Right.
it.
That makes sense.
It's GTA 6. It's GTA.
You can even say this about The Witcher 3 or games like Cyberpunk now with the amount of content that they have. Like Cyberpunk today, not Cyberpunk when it came out. Like those should probably cost more money just for the amount of time and effort that went into it, for the amount of money that went into it to make these games. Like, because I want more of them. I want more games to come out that meet the things that I love about video games, and those are single player experiences. And the reason that I think free to play is ruining the industry in that regard is that every major publisher is going to start chasing the dragon, and we're already starting to see it with PlayStation with fucking Fair Games and Concord and chasing that games as a service. We need that one big whale to bring us in money. It's like, that's not what you guys do best. You guys make great single player, third person, for the most part, action games, and I'm not willing to just give up on those. So I'm just worried that we're moving away from that. Games cost money. That's just the reality. And if you can't afford them, then you should be looking into those 100-hour, 200-hour things that are going to kind of fill up your time or whatever experiences 2-3 times a year. But for me, who wants to play a lot of games and has some sort of means to be able to do it, like I'm not willing to just give up those experiences because we're not willing to pay for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So games, shorter, uglier, better.
More of them.
Maybe. Not even necessarily. Like, if they stopped making games today, I would probably be fine for the rest of my life. There's so many fucking games. And if you want to explore the pay scale, depending on if it is a 100-hour big budget game, explore the pay scale. Make it. Starfield should probably be $100. Like, with the amount of content that's in that game.
We got Game Pass, baby.
Don't even get started on the subscription services.
Oh yeah. I will say this just to tag on this. I think that's a solid take. It's spicy, all right, but I'm not out on it by any means. I am going to go and look at. I just had some Jim Tasty hot seat questions for him for he's doing the Hot Ones challenge. I wrote 10 of them for him, but I have my list. I have my hot takes. I think I'm gonna go with this. I think I'm gonna start here.
You haven't prepared in your mind? You're just ripping it?
I just have.
You just have them listed.
I have a list of hot takes.
But I think about my hot take before. I think if I had more time and we weren't clipping this out for TikTok, I think I could have said that more eloquently or whatever, really broken it down point by point, but I tried to condense it.
Oh yeah. I'm swinging for the fence. This goes well with Jim Tasty, actually. Last night, I'm on stream with this lad, stream co_op64 on Twitch. I'm on stream with this man, and he's calling me a PlayStation fanboy. Rightfully so. PlayStation's my choice console. That's when I play my third parties. Like, I love my DualSense. That's my controller. That's my console. But I can admit when things are looking bad for PlayStation, and I can admit when things are looking good for Xbox. Xbox is going to crush PlayStation in 2024. It is going to be an outright massacre. It is going to be uncomfortable to watch. Because we're going to start out this year with this little game called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's going to be great.
Not even a first-party game.
Not first party. And then, put it on the board, we got Concord. That is it.
No way.
I think that is going to be it from the first party slate. They're going to rely on third parties again. People are wondering, where are the games? Where's the PlayStation Showcase? It hasn't happened yet. What's going to happen with that? In the year of our Lord and Savior, 2021, 2022, we only got 2 to 3 big PlayStation games. I think that they're looking forward so much. Marathon is not coming out. Wolverine, I think has a chance, but if that's going to be another Spider-Man-esque game, it's going to take at least 2 more years to develop. I think it's 2025, even April.
Different studios. I mean, they're both Insomniac, but they have multiple studios.
Oh, I know, and now they're full tilt on Wolverine. What I'm saying is, I think that I don't want to sound pessimistic. I think that bad vibes are coming from 2024. coming off the greatest year in gaming. Everything's hitting. All the goodies are coming in. We don't know what the case is for 2024 except for Rebirth and Concord. That's the only really things that have a date. I think that Tekken 8 helps fills it out. I think that Stellar Blade helps fills it out. I think that a game called Little Devil Inside finally releases in 2024 helps fill out that year.
Rise of Ronin.
Rise of Ronin could be that year. I don't necessarily think it's that year, though.
I think it is. Yeah.
All this.
If that's the first half of the year, I think that's an okay first half.
And then I think that the big fall game is Concord.
No.
Which I think is a sad reality that we are starting to set in. If you were to think about what was the last time PlayStation had a showcase and then delivered a game that year, it was 2020 with the console release. Everything else it's in a year, it's in 2 years. We're almost at the end of this year. We're running out of time to announce a game to actually come out this year. The last time we really could see it is Game Awards after the State of Play we just had. It's not looking good. On the other hand, it's looking really solid to be an Xbox Game Pass subscriber. We got Avowed, which I expect to be a super fun game. Obsidian doesn't make bad games. They don't always make 10 out of 10s, they don't always make 9 out of 10s, but they don't make bad games. Avowed's going to be awesome. I think Hellblade is going to slap. I think that there's going to be a really good, introspective, weird, trippy, fun game to play and actually be something that is a stake in the ground saying, we are Xbox, it's going to be rock and roll. And then their goal is a quarter a game. I think that they're actually going to hit it. I think that they're actually going to do it for the first time ever. Where this year was such a good year for Xbox. You take the Redfall out of it, I think that the PlayStation exclusives versus the Xbox Game Pass exclusives, Hi-Fi Rush and Starfield actually kind of this year compete with Final Fantasy and soon-to-be Spider-Man, in my eyes. I think that they go, it's not like a mollywop like it is every year. I think next year is Xbox's year to come in, actually fucking crush it. And I think that if PlayStation only comes out with, say that another live service game gets in there too, it needs more than Death Stranding too. It's got to be more than Death Stranding. It needs to be first party, big swinging IP for PlayStation, and I don't think they got it.
I think I'm rooting for them. I hope.
I'm always rooting for good games.
I hope that Xbox crushes. I think that PlayStation's in a weird spot right now, and it's the quietest they've ever been, ever. At least since the early PS3
No, it's
days.
the quietest they've ever been, and the distance between showcases also concerned me. Where everyone expected, including Jeff Grubb was like, there was supposed to be a showcase in the fall of 2022. The reason it got pushed to May is these games are taking a little bit longer than they expected.
Right.
And they didn't have the goods.
It didn't.
And even that show, you're right, it didn't have the goods.
But if they're not ready on some of these things and they don't want any negative press for potentially having to move stuff, why even talk about it when the console is selling so well?
Well, that's what I'm saying, where I think that the next showcase we're going to get, I would assume earliest is May.
It takes literally one announcement of one big game, and then we're good.
It's got to be that year, and also it's got to be a big swinger where I don't do
like what? Uncharted.
It would need to be Uncharted, something that the Days Gone studio is working on, Sony Bend. I think Astrobot's not big enough. It would hit for me.
Yeah,
we've discussed our love for Astrobot, but I don't think that would get it done. Like.
Is it still a part of your hot take? Are we still in
I think that it still is technically part of my hot take, and I know that we need to be moving on.
Do you want to get into the topic then? Because this is a part of the topic. Today's major topic is PlayStation State. The state of PlayStation.
The state of PlayStation? Okay, yeah, great.
PlayStation State. And we're just going to go studio by studio and talk about what we think they're working on and when we think it's coming.
Great. Let's just start with this real quick. I want you to rip it, and always I'm going to let you take the lead on most of these and be like, okay, to see, hey, this is what we got, this is what I'm thinking, and then I'll counteract, because I think that the big question won't be what they're working on. I think a lot of these teams, we have some idea of what they're working on. Whether if the answer is new IP or something that we know.
We can give our perspective
of what it could be. But
we could, I think, when it's coming.
But I think the big part is when it's coming.
Yeah.
I think that these teams are actually... I remember shooting you guys the cheat sheet list before the May showcase being like, hey, this is what we could see from the first party lineup. And now that I'm thinking back on that list, I'm like, we still don't really know a lot of those questions. So I'm excited to break this down with you, man.
Do you want to do this do you want to make this a TikTok at all or whatever?
At the end we can.
We could break it out. No, I'm just saying you could probably do this in 2 parts and just kind of
sure.
All right, we're breaking down the PlayStation Studios lineup, what they're working on, when we think it's coming out. We're going to kick it off with Team Asobi.
I think that it's Astrobot. I don't think it's VR.
I think it could be cross-platform. I think it could be VR and straight up just on on PlayStation 5,
platformer.
Normal game. And I think it's probably coming. It could be next year.
It could be. This is the conversation that we're coming off of. I think it could be next year. I think that it's early 2025, though. I really do.
Possibly. Next we have Sony Bend Studios. Days Gone?
No, it's not Days Gone. They said that they took that one out to pasture, even though it's a very fun game. I think it's new IP. I think that this game actually will be out sooner than people think. I know that they've helped a couple studios. I know that they've been doing some other side work, and there was the moment that they were like, "Could we touch Uncharted?" And there was just a bunch of conversation.
They've done an Uncharted game before.
I know, but
Golden Abyss, pretty good. I like me some Golden Abyss.
I love me some Golden Abyss. But yeah, I think it's new IP. I think we see it in 2025.
I think you're right, and I just an idea here. They don't have a lot of provenance in this area, but first-person shooter maybe.
I would honestly be so much more excited for a first-person shooter from them compared to who's doing Fair Games. It's Haven. At least we know the gunplay of Days Gone. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
Right.
It's oh gosh.
Well, it wouldn't be a live service game too either, which is the turnoff for Fair Games, and also Fair Games looks generic. But we'll probably get to that here soon. Blue Point,
dude, this is the one that I literally just got chills when you said Blue Point. This is the one that I think they come out 2024. I think that this could be the PlayStation saving grace. Last time we saw them was 2020. So
I think it's too soon.
It takes a while to make some games, but I do think that they are a little bit of a tighter studio where I don't expect 100 hours from them. I expect 15 to 20 hour type of game. Whether it's not, I don't think it's gonna be Souls or anything. I don't think it's, but they make tight games. The remakes that they made are tighter titles than Demon Souls, and they also did Shadow, right?
So 2018 for Shadow of the Colossus, I think.
17.
Okay. Then 2020.
3 years, and 4 years.
I guess when you put it that way, it's definitely possible.
And also, I'm never, ever going to forget seeing the photo of the Christmas tree and all the things under the Christmas tree last year. And there was a sword, and it looked like it was straight up from Demon Souls. And it was like the presents that are coming in 2023. And then I think that they realized that game's not going to be ready, whatever the game is. But I thought that was Blue Point. I think that there's a chance that game, whatever it is, gets announced in May and can come out in November next year. And I think that it will be new IP saving grace for PlayStation. I think it's Blue Point.
Fire Spray, is that the Concord studio?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
We know what that is. We're not stoked for Concord.
Are you kidding me? Real quick. I want to actually state my claim on this. I think that game will have legs. I think that it will be a good time. I think it will just fail very fast.
There's no space for these kind of games.
Right now, their goal is very easily to do dart throws. And that's good. One of them probably will work out. But to place a bet that this is the one is a ridiculous statement. Will we have a great time playing it? Absolutely. I think it will be a high-quality video game and will be a good shooter. I don't expect it to be great, but I am excited for that video game.
It got the stamp of approval from Bungie.
Yeah.
Which Naughty Dog did not.
Yeah.
So, Guerrilla Games.
Monster Hunter-esque Horizon multiplayer.
I wouldn't be shocked if that was given to somebody else. If that was given to, Bandai Namco or something.
Yeah, I could see it, but I think that it's got to have the Guerrilla stamp of approval, too.
I think there was rumors that it was given to somebody else. I think they're working on They've already announced it.
It's
Horizon
Horizon 3,
and the ending of Horizon 2, like
says there's a third one,
basically making a third
which
one.
I mean, great game.
And then shut it down. Then move on to the next thing.
Yeah,
you have to move on to the next thing after Horizon 3.
My thing is they've proven themselves so strongly, and I mean, Horizon is one of those worlds that's just so much fun to live in, so much fun to play in, and I think that there will be more Horizon games after number 3, but put it away for a little bit.
I don't want it from Gorilla. I don't want it from Gorilla after that.
Gorilla's so good.
Yeah.
So like new IP would be terrific after the third one.
Haven is making Fair
Games, which if I were to say my like hype level, that one is I like heist movies. I like the idea of a heist game. We've talked about potentially hopping into Payday. I honestly, the amount of space in my computer is the biggest turnoff for me to not just like hop in, do a couple of heists.
Apparently it's broken. Anyways,
yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. It's like a 5 out of 10 hype, and I think that we see that game in 2025. Oh, we didn't say this about when do we next see Gorilla? What year?
Yeah, we haven't been doing the years for a second here.
I think 2026 is the earliest.
I think you see so if they're making the multiplayer thing this gen, and if they're not, we see them at the start of next gen.
You think if the multiplayer is the first thing that hits?
If it is, yeah.
Then, yeah, I can see that. Yep.
It could be a launch game for Horizon 3. Could be a launch game.
I could see it.
Or it could be a swan song.
That's
what Horizon 2 was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a PS4 game. Housemarque.
Dude, another team that I think could actually be sooner than people expect. Not release, but announcement. Tease.
Yeah.
Concept.
Returnal 2? Or something new. They've never really done sequels.
And I don't think they will.
I hope not. I love that that's a really good get for them, for Sony, to have new IP, and they only put out bangers. So yeah, I think 2025 is a fair bet personally for their next game. 2021 to 2025, that makes sense.
I think that makes sense. I also could see them because once again, these games are mainly shorter games. Like they're not like 100-hour games.
Bolstering that they're brought into the fold.
I know.
They could be giving them more money and more time to make it something bigger.
Connor, just give me another service game. That's all. I'm kidding. No, but no, I think that if they want to get in their creative bag a bit and make a 10-hour game, I think that they've let them because they've just proven creatively that they are top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they want to do, they're going to get the money for it. I think that there's a chance that it's 2024, which because right now this discussion we're going to be running through, there's going to be a lot of games in 2025. That's going to be our answer to a lot of these questions is 2025. Something's got to be in 2024, and so I think that right now I have two dogs in the race sort of deal with Housemarque and with Bluepoint, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, if one of them hits, but I think somebody else is going to hit.
Okay. We'll discuss that in a second.
Insomniac Games. You know what they're doing. Wolverine next year, maybe, probably 2025.
We haven't talked about this on this podcast yet. Do you think that if it hits, it's its own year in the same way that Spider-Man basically is handling its own year for the first party slate? I think that it would be enough to be like, next year's Wolverine. My issue with it is we haven't seen this game since 2021. I understand that they can just show it and it's ready to roll.
I think that's the Sony way right now. Until proven otherwise, I think it's going to be announcement, one trailer, release. That's it.
I think that 2021 was when we saw Spider-Man and we saw the tease for Wolverine. I think next year, May, we get the showcase. And I think that we see it gets dated for 2025 in the spring. Yeah.
London Studios, their last game was Blood and Truth.
Yeah.
On VR. They could be working on a VR game, but
that's my assumption.
Yeah, probably.
Which I mean, please don't honestly
just give something to the PS4 people. Please. I can't believe they just laid out to pasture. Media Molecule. Most disappointing Sony studio, in my opinion, of the last decade.
Yeah. It's
just totally dropped the ball on Dreams.
Yep.
And they were at the top of their game with Tearaway and mainly Little Big Planet. And you need that creative energy to break up the third person doom and gloom fucking action games that Sony makes otherwise. Like, you need something unique and different.
The way I like to talk about them is they're the yellow and pink team in my mind. Like, their colors, I mean, it's a pink logo for that, but, like, their colors just remind me of, like, sunshine and happiness. And then Naughty Dog is red and black. Sucker Punch is red and black. Gorilla is black and white. Like, it's this happy-go-lucky team. And they make E-rated, fun games, and there needs to be a place for that.
But they haven't since Little Big Planet 2. And
I would say 3.
No, they didn't make 3. Sumo Digital made 3.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. They made Tearaway after that, and then they made Dreams.
Yeah.
Tearaway on the Vita. Like, and that was a small studio that went off to go do that, or whatever, like a small like group, and then like everybody else was working on Dreams the whole time, and Dreams was a failure from the jump.
And Dreams
is a cool idea. They never let anybody take their games off of it or whatever, and like maybe like make something with it and like sell it, or like
also
they're just stuck in Dreams.
You want to throw something out there? That game should have been free day one.
Yeah,
should have been free on 100%. PlayStation Plus Essential day one. That's something you want as many creative minds to be in there without any.
And they've lost a bunch of their head staff. I think their next game is probably at the end of this generation, and I hope it's good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're gonna get shut down.
Yep, I agree.
Naughty Dog.
Shit. We know they're working on 3 things. They've made it very clear that it seems to be
Last of Us
3, Last of Us multiplayer, and a new IP.
And a lot of these. I think Gorilla's probably working on 2 games too.
I think Gorilla's working on 2. I think Sucker Punch is also
maybe
working on 2.
Just like Cooper.
So let's break this down real quick. Naughty Dog, those 3 games, Last of Us multiplayer, Last of Us 3, new IP. What's the release order of those 3 things? And when do we see those 3 things?
It's Last of Us multiplayer, Last of Us. This is what you said. Last of Us multiplayer, Last of Us 3. New IP in that order.
Is new IP on this console?
No, and I honestly kind of hope they're not really. They might be able in like that talking phase of figuring out what they're doing after Last of Us 3. But you've got to just get done with The Last of Us. Like if you're gonna do a third one, which I don't think you necessarily need to, but there's with the success of the show and the success of the brand right now, you have to do it. It feels like just get it done. And then move on to the next thing. Like we need Naughty Dog to get off of The Last of Us, in my opinion.
Let's start. When do we see The Last of Us multiplayer?
It was supposed to be this year, I think, so maybe next year. If that's the big fall game, I think that's a big get. I just think it's too expensive for them to just cancel it at this point, I think. And if Sony just needs to wrap their head around the fact that it might be a game that people play for a year and then move off of, and it's not this forever game, then it's going to be awesome and it's going to be great. And I can't wait to play it.
You ready for my hot take?
Yeah.
Let me paint a little word picture for you. Next year, Summer Game Fest. One more thing. It opens with the boat from Last of Us 2. The loading screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the menu pops up and there's multiplayer right below it. They're going to remaster The Last of Us 2 for PS5.
Dude.
And then they're just going to put the multiplayer mode in there. And I would spend $70 on it.
Yeah, same. But I don't know if everybody would be okay with paying $70 for
well,
it.
Once again, Naughty Dog and Sony don't give a shit. The Last of Us 1 sold gangbusters. Like, on the part 1, sold gangbusters. And I think that they're realizing, they're like, we need to get this game out. And I think that's an easy win. Also, it allows them, here's my mindset. This game was supposed to come out this year. And The Last of Us Season 2 was supposed to come out late 2024. Due to the writer's strike and the Last of Us multiplayer not working out the way they want to. They want a Last of Us every single year. Something that says The Last of Us is coming out every year. I think that we get Last of Us Part 2 remaster and the multiplayer next year. And then I think that 2025, we get the show. 2026, Last of Us 3.
I love that. And then 2026, Last of Us 3?
Yeah. That's 6 years between Last of Us 2 and 3.
I guess. That's fine. Nyx is they're the port studio.
Yep.
Keep doing those. Polyphony. Do you think we get another GT before the end of the generation? Yeah.
Damn, I hope not.
I think you probably do.
I think you. So that came out in 2022. Saying next gen is 2027.
No, 2021, right?
No, it's 22. We got it out in February.
Oh yeah, you're right.
but I think that it comes out. I kind of hope it's just a launch title. I really do for PS6.
I doubt it. I think they hit it one more time and then 2026 and then the new console's 2027.
Connor, just give me a new Forza Horizon game, dude. I want it so bad already, man.
San Diego Studio. MLB The Show.
Uncharted.
Yeah, that's the worst kept secret apparently in the industry. They're making an Uncharted game. It's coming out next year.
You are so positive about this. I don't think I've ever seen you so dialed in on something. If you think it's, this is what I'm most interested in.
It's one of their biggest IPs, and they are in a spot right now where they need a win. And apparently, this game has been in development for forever,
like 10 years.
Apparently,
like literally like 8 years at this point.
Apparently, they've been working on it for a long time, and like, run it. Let's go. It's time.
Yeah.
So next year, Uncharted, and then MLB The Show. Santa Monica Studios, new IP.
Yeah, Cory Barlog's game. When do we see that?
You think that's so? There are 2 studios, right?
Yep. There's 2 games. There's the next God of War, and whatever that next God of War universe game is, and then
I want them to just move on.
And then there's Cory Barlog's new IP, and if there's any person in the world that I believe to make a video game, it's him.
Yeah, and I think that 2026, and then the God of War team next gen.
Yeah, that checks for me.
I think they were already saying next gen. It just like hurts my
2020.
head.
Well, I think the more I look at this generation from first party, I think it's a very weak first party lineup thus far.
Sucker Punch.
I think it's 2 games. I think Ghost is one of them. I think it gets announced next year. It comes out at 2025 or early 2026. And I think that they have a smaller title. The Legends team is working on something else. And I hope it is a 7 to 10 hour commercial free football. No, 7 to 10 hour tight, awesome, focused new IP. Give me a shooter. I would love for them to make a shooter, to get something that's so different from Ghost, but also they just know how to make gameplay be fun and intriguing, and that's what I want.
I think if somebody's making a shooter,
it's London.
No, it's Guerrilla.
Oh, I also meant Bend, not London Studios.
And well, though, Insomniac has some chops in this with Resistance. Like they could.
And Sunset Overdrive.
No, I mean a first-person shooter.
I know, just in general shooters.
Yeah, like.
Also, the gameplay mechanics of Spider-Man. There's a lot of screen point drag sort of thing that works in the shooter mechanic too.
I guess, yeah. So yeah, I think Sucker Punch is making Ghost of Tsushima 2 and 2025 probably. Lots of 2025 games. This thing is, it feels like it's all building.
Yes.
Something. I don't feel good about where we're at right now. This is the worst I've probably felt about PlayStation since the PS3 era.
My biggest issue is 2024, where there's a reason my hot take was what it was. I am gravely concerned at 2024 games.
Yeah.
Not just PlayStation overall, but I do think that the team that has the most answers is Xbox, and then I also think that we get Nintendo Next Gen at the end of next year.
Oh my god, I cannot wait.
Which also, I think that there's a chance that Sony just goes, step the F aside, and they don't want anything to compete.
If the Switch 2 is what they say it is, and it's a PS4 level power in your pocket, you never need a new console for the rest of your life.
Yeah. They literally can run that thing for 10 years.
Right, like, the PS4 put out some of the best looking games I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Ghost of Tsushima and
Last of Us Part 2, like God of War, like Horizon.
Are you able to run Horizon Forbidden West on PS4?
Yeah.
I'll be.
I mean, it's not going to look as good. You can't play Burning Shores because that's only on PS5.
Cool.
All right, draft time.
Draft time. Oh, you got your list all set. I need to pull up mine. You want to kick us off with the draft title? Look at the camera and everything?
Wait until you put your phone down.
Well, I'm looking up my list.
Are we both going to be... Are you just looking up Trilogies online right now?
Yeah.
You're such a puss, dude.
This is what I did, though, before we started. So.
All right, we're drafting the greatest trilogies in gaming. Nick, you can go first.
You're giving me the first pick.
I know, putting you on the spot here.
There's one that we first talked about when we discussed the Trilogies draft. I'm going to take the best trilogy in gaming history. Give me Halo.
That is my number 10 on my list.
All right.
I mean, I love Halo, but
Halo Combat Evolved is a 9 out of 10 game. Halo's 2 multiplayer is perfect.
There's a lot of good trilogies.
Halo 3 is just a perfect video game.
My first overall pick is Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Could I...
2 of the greatest games of all time and 1 pretty alright one.
So,
but
I did think about this.
This is you can say it's a very loose
trilogy,
yeah.
I thought about taking... Can I take the FromSoft secondary trilogy?
What is that?
Sekiro, Blood, and Elden Ring?
No,
Why not?
That's not a trilogy.
That is a trilogy.
They're not even within like the same release periods of each other. It's not like in a row.
It's their second trilogy.
No, it's not.
I'm just busting some chops.
I'm gonna say one later that I think would probably be allowed. Should be allowed.
All right, I'm gonna kick your ass later about that. Just no matter what it is at this point. For my second trilogy, I'm gonna take something that Connor loves and just rip it from him. I'm taking Mass Effect.
Oh my god. I thought you were going to say Kingdom Hearts.
No.
And I was like, that's a little too early for Kingdom Hearts, but that was my second pick, yeah.
Yeah, Mass Effect is terrific. Mass Effect 2 is a game that...
Quite possibly the greatest game of all time.
A lot of people discuss as every other team-based RPG decision-making game. It just takes from Mass Effect 2. Like that, they perfected it. It's perfect.
And Mass Effect 3 is great.
Yep.
Take it to the bank.
No, it's not.
And the ending is fine. For my second overall pick, a dark horse, but I'm playing with my heart. Donkey Kong Country.
Great.
1, 2, 3. Three's okay.
Just take your pick and just throw it in the garbage. That's what we just do with your third round.
Dude, but Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 1, these are the best platformers of all time, Nick.
But you know who you're drafting against. You know what my picks are going to be.
I know what your picks are going to be, but I'm picking with what I know is right.
Give me the big daddy of gaming, BioShock trilogy.
I had that up there.
It's amazing. BioShock 2. Talk about perfect world building. Like you want to live in Rapture.
Right.
Wait, no, Rapture is Portal. No, is it Rapture?
Yeah.
What's
Aperture?
Yeah. I was like Rapture's the underground. Yeah, but
Rapture in Columbia.
Yeah.
You even played BioShock?
I played BioShock 1 my freshman year of college. Played that through with Raj. And then I have touched the third one way back when I had an Xbox.
Nice.
Yeah.
For my third overall pick, I'm going to go with the Metroid Prime trilogy. A fantastic collection of games. Retro, American-based. Everybody thought that they were going to fuck up Metroid. And they knocked it out of the park. So
I have a question for you. Wait, what made me think of this? Could I take with this? Oh yeah, this is a trilogy. Technically, if you want to get kind of weird with it, could I take Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9?
I thought about that. No.
Why not?
They have no link to each other.
They have no. Well, one, there's some people that think that there is some link in there.
The only link.
There's the PS1.
Yeah, well, yeah. 9 mentioned stuff from previous Final Fantasies, but no, you can't take that.
All right, you're a coward.
I'm gonna take something that I think has a way better heritage.
Can I take Super Mario 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know why you said it like it was even a question. Of course, the NES trilogy.
Yeah, it's one of the Super Mario 3 is just one of the greatest games of all time. 1 and 2 are pretty good also.
I'm going to take.
Now I'm gonna have to decide between my heart and my head. Shit, I hope you just take one of these two. Honestly.
All right. For my fourth overall pick, I'm gonna take Xenoblade Chronicles.
Okay.
1, 2, and 3. The best Switch JRPGs probably.
Yeah.
Right, at this point, a fantastic series.
I'm gonna save my pick. I don't think that either of these are on your list. Knowing how you draft compared to how I draft, I do a lot more mainstream because I'm just better.
I just have taste.
Yeah, he has bad taste exactly. But I'm going to choose between... I'm in a tough spot. My heart says Uncharted. The original Uncharted trilogy.
Yeah, I was thinking about going that.
My head says Arkham, the Batman trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Uncharted. Uncharted 2 is still one of the greatest games of all time. Uncharted 3 is under freaking rated. It's a terrific game, and then Uncharted 1 is like it's what kicked it off.
Yeah. It's so great.
It's a great game, and it gave us a lot of the most beloved characters in gaming. So
great pick.
Yeah.
So I also had Arkham.
Yep.
I had Uncharted. I have GTA.
Yeah, the 3D trilogy.
The three San Andreas and Vice City. A Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, which probably should be what I do pick. But here's I might pick one of these, but here's what I'm gonna say: the Eco Shadow of the Colossus Last Guardian trilogy.
I would allow that. Totally would allow that.
I think I'm gonna go with that.
Great.
It's a hot take, but those are 3 master classes in game design and world building and atmosphere.
Cool. So I'm also going to take Final Fantasy VII. I'm kidding.
No, absolutely not. Those have tethers. They've only made 3 games. That creator, so.
And they're all very intertwined. But I was in bed last night. It was 1:30 in the morning. I legitimately was like, I'm gonna try to take Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9.
I thought that last night too. That's so funny.
I was like,
because we talked about it before already.
I was like, that's probably the best trilogy in gaming.
If you well, 8's not very good.
But still, it has its moments and its characters
and it's beloved.
Yeah.
So. All right, that's the Casual Gaming Conversation. We'll be back next week with the same rigmarole.
Hot takes, drafts,
big topic. What do you think of the surprise topic this week?
I think it was great. You know me. I'm always down to talk PlayStation first party and talk about how upset next year is going to make me.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace out.
Okay. We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have so much time.